In fact, yeah, they got the, of course, because they have the little kids, so they have the elf on the shelf. And so every morning they get up in the morning and the elf is doing some crazy thing. And there's in fact, the
Yeah.
kids, I mean, just adore it. And even, the older ones, they kind of know what's going on, but it's still, fun to them to have uh the elf on the shelf.
So,
The other day, she sent me a picture, and that she strung lights around in her living room. And the elves were tightrope walking on the lights, and one of them was falling, and he was hanging on. And then my little granddaughter, who's 7, she goes, "How? Oh, is he hanging on there? Oh, there's a rubber band. How did a rubber band get up there?"
oh,
Like, and my daughter's like, "It's okay, Leah. He's just, he's just falling."
that's
Or,
cute.
yeah, very cute. But my gosh, they are the most adorable little children ever. And of
Oh,
course, I'd say that because they're my grandchildren, but
well,
so because they are, at
they
least,
are.
yeah,
They are.
I think I'll put
That's so
I
cute.
might have a cute picture to put up to show you. Um,
Yeah. Oh, we
uh,
we don't know what's going to happen this year, but I did send out a all points bulletin to the entire family and asked who's coming and see what's going to happen. So far, one family's coming, the other one he might have to work. So we'll see. It's kind of early still, so we'll see what's going on.
yeah, it's hard, and it's kind of uh time. I think it's time for us to like come together. You know what?
Yeah.
Be uh, connect to each other
Hmm.
because the world's going crazy. That's all I can say. The world's going crazy. Oh, here's a good picture. All right, here I'll show you this.
Now with
And
the internet, we know too much.
yeah, we do. We know too much. I'm just gonna put up a picture, and this will show you my grand grandchildren. Uh, okay, so there's my daughter Chloe and Jaime, her
Adorable.
husband. And this is Delilah, and this is Aaliyah, and that's Hayden. He's 12, she's 8, and she's 5.
Oh my God.
So they're out there playing in the leaves in their living room. And so thought that was really cute. And
They are adorable.
just a beautiful family. And then, like I said, they have a huge. Oh, look, here's the Adams family at Halloween.
Oh, that's cute. Wow.
Oh man, but yeah, and there they are, all Halloweened up. My that's my granddaughter, and that's Delilah's her daughter.
Oh,
So they adorable.
they are
Um,
cute. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Beautiful family, Lynn.
I'm so lucky. So very lucky. So here we are.
Here we are, yes.
We're reading the Clairs for Course Students by Corinne Zupko. And the I'm not sure where we are.
We are right there.
Right there. I thought that was where we were. So
Yeah.
uh
You're right on point. Exactly
okay.
where we are.
So
So
Claire,
would you like me to start reading?
sure, yeah, because that'll save my voice a little bit too.
Sure. Sure. Okay. So this one is clairvoyance and the body. Clairvoyance is an upper body intuitive skill. It is associated with the crown of the head, the seventh chakra, and the third eye, the sixth chakra. How to strengthen clairvoyance. Practice energetically grounding your body and inhabiting your lower chakra power centers to establish a strong foundation in your body, which has the repurposed parallel of setting a strong foundation in God. Okay. Practice using your imagination. When you use your imagination, you're exercising your ability to see pictures beyond the physical eye. This helps you open yourself up to receiving pictures and images that may spontaneously present themselves to you. Practice visualization. If you find it difficult to picture things, visualization can be as simple as practicing seeing a mountain in your mind, or a tree, or your pet cat or dog. Keep in mind that even if you are not a visual person, you can still have clairvoyant abilities in other ways. For instance, you can step back and see the big picture of situations.
So I just this is interesting. I think what she's suggesting here,
Hmm.
grounding your body, inhabiting your lower chakra power centers.
Hmm.
So to me, she's saying use your imagination and picture it. And of course, I'm starting using my imagination and picturing, and I'm not picturing my hiney and my belly button and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm picturing actually what is my internal things, what's going on in there. Uh
Mm,
and so I can ground myself, sitting and contemplating that part of my body. And
mm,
I think in a lot of ways, um find a lot of people find themselves blocked right there,
mm,
those lower chakras, because uh, they're really from the time we're babies,
mm.
depending on how our mothers or family treated us when we were, when they were changing our diapers or uh, putting us, doing all the different things that that uh, cause you to, like I can remember even saying to my kids, "Oh, you are so stinky. This is a
Yeah.
stinky, stinky,"
Mhm.
and thinking that was, cute and funny, but in reality, was I giving them the idea that that part of their body was shameful? And
Mhm.
because we do, I mean,
Yeah.
society, the idea that part of your body is shameful
Mhm.
and should be hidden and should be uh it shouldn't be touched or messed around with, or I mean, you get this whole idea of there's something wrong there.
Yeah.
So practicing contemplating that part of my body, uh and not, I mean, she's saying you can practice visualization with other stuff, but I think it'd be really helpful to practice looking at that and saying, there's nothing shameful here.
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't
That's a good point. I I had many, many, many moons ago. This was like, when could this have been? This was around 2001, the beginning of 2001, somewhere around there. And I had just started working at a new store because it was closer to home. And I've already been with that company for 15 years at the time. Um, so traveling was getting to me, plus the store that I was at, that I had to travel to, was about 20-25 minute drive. And depending on traffic, it could be longer. So you had to leave a lot earlier to consider that. Um, So it was really stressful and all that. But anyway, so I moved to this new store. They gave me the transfer, and it was the total opposite of the other store. The other store was super busy, always stressful. The other one was so slow and so boring that I just thought I was going to die there. It's just like I have nothing to do. I mean, I cleaned all the shelves. I did everything that I couldn't really get to the other place unless I was like, I need to do it. I have to do it, then it would get done. With this place, it was everything. I mean, everything was done. The paperwork, everything. And so I remember the bookkeeper came to my window, and you had a lot more time to talk. And so she was from Iran. She had been in the country for a long time, but she just had a little accent, but as she was talking to me, um, I think she was telling me about her husband, and he had passed away a few years back or something like that. And I had an image, the image that came to me, and it was so clearly of hands. Um, and in the hands there was um, a bouquet of flowers, and it was being extended. As that you see it as if it's coming from everything's dark. I mean, the way that I saw it, it's like everything is completely dark, right? And all of a sudden, out of this blackness come two hands with this bouquet that gets bigger and bigger as it comes out of the darkness towards me, like this bouquet of flowers. And the only thing that I thought was her husband is giving her flowers. And so I did mention that to her, and I said, I don't know why, but you were talking and this is what I saw. I saw a bouquet of flowers being presented, like just coming out of nowhere. And she looked at me and she goes, "Oh." And she never told me because she was very private. She didn't really talk about those things. She liked to talk and she was very bossy, but so I really don't know what that meant or if it really meant anything to her. Would have been nice, but I just felt that I had to tell her. It was very strong for me. Like I had to say. And it's funny that it happened around that time because I was more relaxed, like there was not a lot going on, and I was able to get that kind of that kind of situation going on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
the only time that I've ever had anything like that. I've
Interesting.
heard things. Yeah, I've heard things. But anyway, yeah, that's that. That was that.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of cool,
Mhm.
uh, because if you learn to listen, and yeah, it would be nice to know if that was really the case, if something happened, if she
Yeah.
got flowers or whatever, it'd be really nice to know that.
Mhm.
Uh, but you don't know what it might have meant to her as well.
Right.
So,
Right. I don't know.
very interesting.
Very
Very
interesting.
interesting.
So, okay. Then there's clairvoyance reflection questions. Have you ever had a picture or image?
Dave, have you?
We, I think we should have read this first.
I know. Okay, Corinne.
All right. So, sorry, Corrine. We jumped the gun. Have you
Uh,
ever had a picture or image suddenly come to you? If so, what was it? Are you able to visualize or use your imagination? If so, the practice of visualization or using your imagination can serve as a building block to strengthening clairvoyance. Have you had moments? Sometimes I don't know when, I couldn't tell you when it happens. I know my eyes are closed and I'm in bed. It could have been meditating, it could have been falling asleep, like when I'm in bed to go to sleep. That all of a sudden it's like I'm flooded with images that make no sense. Um, like if it was like symbols, like just a bunch of symbols, and I'm like, what does this mean? What does it? I keep asking, right? What does this mean? I don't know what this means. And I just see these symbols just go like on a screen that they moved from, I guess they're coming out of the right side and they're moving towards the left. So it's basically the same way as if you were reading, right? You read
uh,
from left to right. So things move to the left, I guess. So it was just keeps moving, and I'm like, I don't even know what this means, and what does it mean? And I don't know. I don't know what it means.
like pictures and symbols and things,
Yeah,
or
symbols, just symbols.
oh,
Like imagine that, just I don't even know if what it was now because it's been a while and it's happened a few times. But just imagine getting symbols like a triangle and a circle and squares, but not necessarily like that. It's just lines that are just, it could be like Chinese or Japanese, but not that either because it doesn't look like that. It just, because I would say, oh, that looks like Japanese or that Chinese or whatever. But no, these are just symbols, just weird things that I've never seen. So it's not a triangle, it's not a circle, it's just lines that are put together. And I'm like, I don't even know what is this? So, no idea.
Interesting. That is
Hmm.
I've had pictures
Yeah.
and a lot. I think I told you about what I called it my gallery, that for a long time, when I would lay down to go to sleep at night, I
Yeah.
would have like these pictures would just like I was looking at pictures in a gallery or pictures one after the other, and they were paintings and they were landscapes and they were pictures of people and all kinds of things. I mean, just one right after the other, right after the other, right after the other. And I thought at the time, something is happening in my brain that I don't really
Yeah.
understand. Something is happening here that
Yeah.
I don't understand. And I, recognized it was, I recognized it was something, but at that time, uh, I was, I was a spiritual person, but I wasn't doing any kind of, searching or studying or anything like that so much. I was reading probably a lot of Buddhist stuff at the time, but not really, and so I didn't relate it to anything. I couldn't because I didn't know. But they were
Yeah.
beautiful. They were all beautiful. Every one of them was so lovely. And they would go on until I was asleep. And then the next night I would go and close my eyes to go to sleep, and there they'd be again. Just on and on and on. And I have no idea. I
Hmm.
still have no idea what that was. But yeah, yeah. Um,
That's beautiful. To be able to see beautiful sceneries or just beautiful paintings themselves. That's nice.
yeah, it's so weird though. It's like it was uh I mean, I wasn't making those things up. It's nothing I ever saw before. It's like your symbols.
Hmm.
What is happening here?
Hmm. I don't know
It,
what's
you
happening.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, somebody someplace else is putting images into my mind.
Mm.
Well, no, because they're already in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already in my mind. So that and also I have situations where I'll be, just sitting here minding my own business, and all of a sudden, not all of a sudden like but just in my mind will come a scene, and I'll see something happening,
Mm.
and people I don't know,
Mm.
places I don't know, never been,
Hmm.
and but I see something going on, nothing good, nothing bad, just normal everyday life. And I was like, what am I remote viewing something here? Where does this come from? And, I mean, it's not daydreaming. It might be daydreaming. I might be actually dreaming.
Hmm.
Because you know how when you dream, things happen. You don't, I mean, the places you go and the people you see and all that in your dream. uh,
Hmm.
are those people you've ever known or seen before? Probably not for the most part, unless, somebody is, and then, be like, oh, somebody familiar will come in and do something weird or unusual, and you'll be like, what is going on here?
Hmm.
And then, like, oh, I must be dreaming.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. You
my,
know, you talking about this reminds me of something that we we like to go thrift shopping, right? So we do that and just go look. We're right now I'm looking for garlands that have light and obviously that they're within budget because it's crazy the amount. Even the thrift shops are getting expensive.
yes, yes.
Um, but so we go out and anyway, so you pick up a few things here and there. But we go to this one place. It's called Renew, And there's this one lady, which I don't know her name, but she is, I don't know what it is about her that she always sees us and, oh, it's so good to see you. And she hugs us, we hug, and you feel there's this special connection with her that we obviously have a connection with every single being, right? And I'd say being because it could be human or animal or plant, any being. However, how is it that you can sense these things and do that? So yesterday when we were hugging, I just felt like you are probably somebody that I've known forever, like, and we didn't necessarily have the closeness. We didn't choose the closeness to be within family or some kind of a very close relationship this time around, but that we really appreciate and love each other. And not just, I mean, she does the same with Jorge. So it's not me. I'm not trying to say that special connection. She's like that with us. Of course, I've seen her with other people that come in and also like, hey, how are you doing? I miss you so much. I'm so happy you're here. And, very, very friendly. She's a very sweet lady, very, very sweet lady. So it's, I don't know, it's just her energy. It's just beautiful. And I no, I don't know it has anything to do with clairvoyance or anything like that, but um it has to do more with what you were saying, that we, first of all, we don't understand and we don't know. And then all these images and things that we are getting, and it's all in the mind. And if we're in the mind of God, because we are in the mind of God, then we have access to everything and anything. And being in that everything and anything, we can see it all. We just don't have the capacity right now with the limitations that we have set for ourselves in this body, that we don't understand all of it. And the same thing with her, for example, is because everything, we're all in God's mind, that some things are able to come through and we understand. Like, for example, her love, for people, and just her energy and her light, and then we can understand that. But there are some things that we don't get. It's like, why am I seeing these images? Where am I? What country am I? What country am I looking at? And what are these people doing? And who are they? Those things that you experience. So I don't know.
Well,
I'm trying to make sense of it in my head.
it could be too, and because of the things that we've read before
Mm.
about these connections that we've had in previous
Hmm.
incarnations or previous lifetimes, we've had the same kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it may be that, this is somebody that, because we all come together. The
Yeah.
Course of Miracles basically says that. Um,
Every
that
encounter.
we knew each other before and
Yeah.
we decided to come together now for
Yeah.
the purpose that we have
Yeah.
of the salvation of the world. So there
Yeah.
we go. We're uh
Yeah.
that's what she's there for. And and not even to, I mean, there's probably not a message for you, there's probably not,
Yeah.
but all it is really just a reconnection of our our true selves with our true family.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
It's just a beautiful thing. Honestly, it just, it's almost like you want to be in her presence much, much longer than
yeah,
than the time that we get. Um, I think it's almost like an earth angel. I don't know. That's the feeling that I have from her. It's like I don't know. She's just special. She's a very special. And there's no specialness, right? But I sense something in her that is it's the love, I guess, the love that's coming through her that she's allowed herself to share and express, which is beautiful to me.
Yeah, that's yeah, that and whenever you can find that,
Mhm.
you're gonna go back.
Yes. Yeah, obviously, yes. And when she's not there, it's like I go in and I look, I'm not purposefully like, where is she? Where'd she go? No. But I go in and I look around and I'm like, oh, she's not here today, you know. Okay. But she was there this past weekend, which was nice. And I should have asked, hey, where were you? We haven't seen you. We did talk about Thanksgiving and what she did and that it was fun. So anyway.
That's cool, yeah. But you know, she may be feeling the same way and just not like, well, I really can't say anything because I don't know these people and you know,
Yeah.
and sometimes you do say things and then find out, oh, you know, they don't want to talk about that or they
Mhm.
they don't want to, you know, they're not interested or whatever.
You know,
But interesting though.
yeah. So I think with that, what you just said, it's going to, I think I'm going to tell her next time.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to say something. Hopefully I don't scare her. I don't think so.
I
She's
don't
an
think.
artist. She's an artist. She does beautiful things for that thrift shop.
Oh,
There's many people there. I mean, I'm not saying that she's like one of two. No. There's at least 20 women that are constantly there. So there's a lot of people and they rotate. Um so there's just a lot of people and it's a big place. So anyway,
interesting. Oh, well, I'd be, you know, that's the kind of place I'd like to go to.
yeah.
I love thrift stores. And that's the other thing too.
Mhm.
Especially like a thrift store where like sometimes you just get a feeling about the things
Yeah.
that are there. And you know, a lot of times I'll go say for instance to, you know, Goodwill or we have, you know, several different thrift stores here.
Mhm.
Go there and you know, you'll see over on the knickknack area maybe a whole collection of teacups with their saucers and everything. And
Mhm.
you look at that and think, you know, somebody passed away and
Yeah.
they had this big collection
Yeah.
and nobody in their family wanted it or
Right.
they didn't have a family. And
Yeah.
so this all went, you can always tell.
Mhm.
There'll be like whole collections of things
Mhm.
that you know came from someone who, you know, those were precious to them.
Yeah.
And now, you know, they're sitting there on the shelf in the thrift store. And for me, you know, I think I honor them. This
Mhm.
is my imagination. I think I'm honoring them
Mhm.
by buying or taking their beautiful things
Mhm.
and putting them in a place of honor. And like I won't take the whole thing because that's the other thing I know about thrift stores
Mhm.
is that if I really, really, really like it,
Mhm.
somebody else is really going to like it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I don't have, I mean, I don't have room in my home for all this crap. So, you know, I'd much rather let someone else who can use it will cherish it. You
Mhm.
know, just because I really, 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 really like it doesn't mean that I have to own it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to own it. I can just look at it. And I always thought it'd be kind of a cool thing to do was to have a thrift store, a thrift shop.
Right.
But then you would have all those things all the time. You'd have all this stuff, and then you can sell it to other people and get more stuff. And you know, I have a friend who does that in California. He
Mhm.
goes to all the different flea markets and stuff like that, and he gets all these really cool things,
Mm.
and then he sells them on like he did have a shop. I'm not sure if he still does, but you know, but he doesn't ship anything. So he'll put this really cool stuff up and show us on Facebook. Oh, look at this cool thing. And you're like, oh, I wish I could have that, but you know, I am not going to fly to California to get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I mean, that's the kind of thing. You know, I think things do hold our vibrations.
Mhm.
You know, things do hold our, you know, and if you've ever been around any like sacred relics or,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, anything like that,
Yeah.
you know, the vibration. You know, I have a friend, Rafi, he's the one that came in here before. I have him tell you the story about the St. Francis relics in Italy?
I don't remember that. No, I don't think he's told us that.
Okay. They were in not in Rome, but wherever, I can't remember where he said they were.
Assisi?
Maybe in Assisi. Anyway, so there was a church, and it had they were just going through, and he saw a door that
Mhm.
was open, and all the tourists were going through the area and everything. But he saw a door that was open, and he went into that room, and in that room there was some relics from Saint Francis in a
Mhm.
case and whatever.
Mhm.
And he looked at those, and he just fell to the floor. He just was overwhelmed,
Wow.
completely overwhelmed by this feeling that came from this thing. And he's a Catholic, but
Mhm.
he's not a religious spiritual man. Like, I mean, he is, but not like, saint wise.
Mhm.
I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, so he got back to his hotel room with his wife, and his wife said, what has happened to you? Something is, and he said, oh, he said, I just can't, believe it. I went in here, I saw this thing, and it just overwhelmed me with this feeling. And she's like, really? I'd really like to see that. So
Mhm.
he said, okay. So they went back to the
Oh,
church,
jeez.
and
Yeah.
he went into the church, and he went into that place, and the same thing happened. He was overwhelmed with this emotion, this feeling from these relics from Saint Francis. And again, he fell to the floor and was like unable to, speak for a while. It just took him.
Wow.
And he said he's never had anything like that happen before, never had anything happen like that since.
Wow.
That was just a one-time thing. But when you think about it,
Yeah.
what is it, that connection? Uh, was he connected to Saint Francis in a previous
Mm.
lifetime? What is it? And of course, we don't know,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, unless you know, you don't know. Uh,
Yeah.
but I think that's really, you know, things can hold the vibrations, I think, or something
Yeah.
of the souls that held them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's why in thrift stores, I love to go into a thrift store because because I'm always, of course, because I love to wear things that nobody else has, which you're going to find
Hmm.
stuff you'll never find anywhere else, or
Right.
be able to afford if you did.
Hmm.
I mean, I like things that have bright colors and like
Hmm.
just different stuff. And I always find the coolest things there.
Yeah.
And that's why I dress so weird.
You dress different.
I dress
I do.
different.
Hey, that's what I do. I mean, I can tell you that most of the things that I have, excluding my inner garments, um, are all now. I think, yeah, I think the majority of them are all from thrift shops. So,
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
Sitting here wearing a thrift shop, everything.
yeah, yep, no,
Except of course, my underwear, you're right.
yeah.
But but yeah, no, and I love that too, because then it's not going into a landfill or into a trash or something. It's going to be worn by a person who's going to love it.
Right.
And I give stuff away to the thrift stores too. I
Yeah,
re-thrift things.
me too. We just go through a whole giving back what we got.
Mm.
I need to give back more than what I bring.
Yeah, that would be the best for me too, because I
But
tell you what,
we'll work on that. I have to work on that.
oh my gosh, yeah, it
But
is something else. I'll tell you, it's always it's a struggle,
yeah.
but oh well, we're
So
grateful. So off
mhm,
off from the event visualization, imagination, I guess we can
yeah,
uh
I
visualize or
think
use
we
our
can. Yeah,
imagination. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we can.
So let's go on to the next clairaudience. Oh,
Mhm.
and this is a good one.
Yeah. So
So
you want
you
me to
want,
read?
yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. Okay. So clairaudience is clear hearing. It is the ability to hear things beyond what the body's ears perceive. Clairaudience refers to the ability to perceive or hear sounds, inner voices or messages from the spiritual realm or higher dimensions. Clairaudient people might hear phrases, words, music, or lyrics that come to them like downloads. Automatic writing is one way that clairaudient intuitives receive information. They can ask a question, get quiet, and allow their pens to write whatever comes through. Clairaudience is not only about hearing inner guidance or an inner voice, but also about receiving the meaning of a divine message or synchronicity. So if you experience a synchronicity with seeing multiple patterns of numbers, you can turn your awareness within and tune in to what the meaning of the numbers is. In other words, you can use your other clairs, like clairsentience, discussed below, to intuitively feel what the patterns of numbers may mean. All the clairs work together in this way. The reception of the message's meaning is an aspect of clairaudience. Beware of an ego trap, though. We can get bogged down in analyzing what patterns of numbers or synchronicities mean. In my experience, when I see patterns of numbers or signs in the external world, it is typically my angels and guides telling me a simple message like, we're here, or you're on the right track, keep going.
Yeah, boy, I do. I mean, that could be anything from looking at your clock and it says 11:11
Mhm.
or 4:44 or I mean, I hear stuff all the time, so
Mhm.
um, I think and I was thinking as you were reading,
Mhm.
there's some people like James Twyman, who he just wrote a book that we're studying in another group, uh, but it came completely to him through this conversation between the soul, like the Holy Spirit, and himself, and he did it like in 3 days. It was like he just sat at the computer and it all just came to him. He wasn't thinking about it at all. It just all came to him. And it's really beautiful. It's let me show you what it is. Where is it? I have all these books up because I'm reading them all these different things. Yeah. It is The Annihilated Self, Consumed by the Fire of Love. And it's really a good book. We're like I said, we're reading it in uh, a group. So yeah, it's a conversation between the soul
Mhm.
and love.
Mhm.
So the soul asks questions, and love or the Holy Spirit answers them. And there you go. There's an example of clairaudience, or even A Course in Miracles.
Right,
She
right.
heard a voice.
Yeah. It's that voice that you hear. Like I can ask, I know that we shouldn't be asking questions as should I do this, should I do that, but more clarification of things. And but sometimes I will say, for example, if I'm not feeling well or I'm just I know that I need a mental health day, for example, and I ask, I say, I'm not feeling that well, I feel like I just want to do this. Should I just do this? And then I hear not with my ears, it's just in my head that I hear a no, very softly, no. And so then I get up and I work. Or sometimes I hear a yes, and then I do it and I stay. So I'm listening to that and I follow it if I ask the question. Sometimes I don't ask, I just do it, which I should always ask. Um, but the times that I have heard the no and I log in, something important that I needed to attend to was going to happen or happened. And I'm like, oh, it's a good thing I logged in. It's a good thing that I did log in. So I can definitely say that when you hear or you listen, it's a very soft download, I guess. That's the best way when I read this just now. Um, that's how I've described it. It's just a download, like a song is just a download that I get. The words, it's just a download. And as I'm thinking them in my in my head, not saying them out loud, they just it just goes. It just keeps on going. And I can't write as fast as I'm as it comes to me. So I do my best to write it down. And I had that. And I'm trying to find my notebook. I don't know where that notebook is
Think
because
about
I
it
took
saying, hey, slow down.
like I could say, can you slow down?
Slow down.
Uh, um, but yeah, so I have a notebook that I had been at that time uh, writing things down. But I had a lot more time to be by myself, to have time for myself. These days, it's not that way. So anyway, it was good. I can see that. I know that I can.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just I just don't dedicate the time to it that I should be
Well,
dedicating.
when the time comes that you have to, I mean, seriously, it will occur
Yeah.
because that that's not your timing,
Mhm.
and especially if it's going too fast for you, yeah, then maybe you need to get into a place where you can listen more consistently and not be uh distracted by work and all the different things that
Yeah.
take up our days.
Right.
So, yeah, I think, you have that ability to hear a lot. I mean, I hear it in you all the time. I've always, thought that you were, extremely mystical person. And so, yeah, I have no doubt that what you're hearing is
Mm.
the voice. So do you want to keep reading?
Yes, and I'm really interested in this one. See, check out the title, Audience and ACIM.
There you, yeah.
So here is an example of a quote from A Course in Miracles that references clairaudience. The Holy Spirit is in you in a very literal sense. His is the voice that calls you back to where you were before and will be again. It is possible, even in this world, to hear only that voice and no other. And that's from the Course text 511. I don't know. They are reading it, so sorry, I'm still not very good at that. Your ability to hear the Holy Spirit's voice is a clairaudient experience. Helen Schuckman was extremely clairaudient in hearing the voice that dictated A Course in Miracles to her. In her autobiography, in describing the voice that began dictating the course to her, Helen writes, "How do the words come?" asked Bill. "It's hard to describe," I answered. "It can't be a hallucination, really, because the voice does not come from outside. It's all internal. There's no actual sound, and the words come mentally, but very clearly. It's a kind of an inner dictation, you might say." That's part of her autobiography, page 41. On one end of the clairaudient spectrum, we have individuals who, like Helen, perceive a distinct inner voice. However, for most of us, this voice may not be so distinct. Here are some other indicators that you have clairaudient abilities. Okay. Signs you may have clairaudient abilities. Common phrases. You often use the phrase, "I hear you," or "what I am hearing is." Hearing inner voices. You hear an inner voice, sounds, or music in your mind. These sounds may be clear or subtle, and they can occur during waking hours or in your dreams. An inner voice might be experienced more like a thought or a whisper that drops in from somewhere deep in your mind. Creativity and expression. If you are a teacher, speaker, writer, artist, musician, singer, or creative, clairaudience is likely very strong. Inner prompts to create and share are aspects of clairaudience. Musical perception. You have a significant connection to music and can discern intricate details within a composition. You may also receive downloads of inspiration or melodies from a higher source. Sensitivity to sound. You may be highly sensitive to noise. You may love quiet and calmness. That's me. You may easily pick up on subtle variations in sounds. You may be more affected by loud or chaotic environments and feel overwhelmed by them. Yep. A presence for hearing. A preference. What did I say? Presence? A preference for hearing. You easily absorb information through listening. You have a propensity for listening or reading. You're more a listener than a talker. Self talk. You talk to yourself in a clear, helpful, and encouraging way, at least when the ego isn't running the show. You can calm yourself down with words. Yep. Listening to others. You're great at holding space for other people. You give helpful advice and support. Others feel like you get them. You make people feel heard. Seeing signs and symbols and interpreting the meaning of the message. You see patterns of numbers and experience synchronicities or unexplainable occurrences. You tune in to intuitively receive the meaning of the experience. Clairaudience is not just about hearing, it is about receiving the meaning of a message. Conversations with Spirit. You engage in conversations with the Holy Spirit, angels, or guides, such as Jesus. These conversations may be in your thoughts, through automatic writing, or during meditation.
All
But
right. So
should we stop there?
yeah, let's stop there because we're
Okay.
getting to the top of
Okay.
that. Really, I heard from you, and I know that every single one of these things. I mean, this is all. This is my experience. The whole thing.
Yeah.
Um, and you know and I guess hearing is um, it's for me my probably my most important sense. The thing that I love the most is my sense of hearing.
Yeah.
Uh, and I feel really, really bad when people are deaf. I don't, not being able to hear, but the same thing. Um, I hear all kinds of stuff, and I think you probably do too.
Mm,
Uh, and then also being in loud or uh, places where there's a lot of noise
mm.
is really disconcerting to me. I have a really hard time with that. Um, but I don't know. How about you?
Well, let's start with you left off on the loud noises. Yes, I don't like to be in places where it's too loud. Although I do love music, so if as long as it's music that I love. Let's
Yeah.
just clarify that because there could be things that I don't like, and then just like no, I can't. I need to get out of here. Like I just need to get out. But nice music, things for me, and I'm not saying that because I don't like it, it's bad music or anything. It's just things for me that I just feel like it just puts me in a bad place or just that I just can't stand it. Or just noises in general that are just very annoying. For the most part, if I have to work in that environment, I really try my best to make myself ignore it. So I like shutting it down kind of way, like just ignore that. But barking is one that it just, I don't know what it stirs up in me. Like I just can't. It's like, ah. And I need to calm myself because otherwise I can elevate myself into being very angry. Um, a child crying, it's like you want to go running over to see what's going on with that kid. You know what? To try and help, to try and help. But so those are with the noises. But you know, there's one thing that I have been experiencing is that all of a sudden I'll be, I don't know, thinking of something. Maybe I'm cooking or maybe I'm just really to myself, which I love those moments when it's just myself. And being in my own presence, let's just say, I guess that makes more sense to me to say. And then all of a sudden I hear a song in my head that starts playing. And it's any song that I part of my repertoire of songs that I like. And it just comes and it starts and it's a little piece. It's almost like, in the olden days, I don't think kids understand that anymore, but you would be, I remember my dad and my mom, my dad and my mom, yeah. They had this radio and this was in Mexico. And it could tune into it could tune into far away places. Um, but we would get, because we were in the Gulf of Mexico, we would get stuff from Texas, we would get stuff from Florida, we would get stuff from Cuba. But when you're tuning in and it's like you're turning it and you can faintly hear, and you're like, I can tell what song that is, and you hear just the one little verse, the one little piece, or the one little lick, I guess it's called, of that particular song, and you have it playing in your head.
Yeah.
And then I can complete it in my head. I can hear it.
Wow.
And there are words that I don't know from that song, right? Because I don't know all the songs. But in my head I can hear them. I can hear the words. And I'm like, oh, that's what they're saying.
Okay, so do you this is something you just sparked in me.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard a song in your head? You're listening to a song in your head, you turn on the radio and it's playing on the radio.
Not very frequently, I can't say.
That has happened to me
Oh my.
so many times that I would be singing a song in my head, turn even a song that I haven't heard for years and years,
Yeah.
turn off the radio and it's playing.
Wow.
One day actually we were driving over to someplace and we were just goofing around in the car and singing a song and
Mm.
turned on the radio and it was on and it was a song that we hadn't heard for years
Oh
and
my
it
God.
was playing. I'm like, what? But it's like we're hearing those radio waves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, can you hear? Why wouldn't you be able to? They're signals that are going out, they're
Yeah.
waves that are
Mm.
going out.
It's just that we're not, like they said, like the beginning of what we started reading, being grounded in yourself,
Yeah,
being grounded in God, of course, right? But just the whole idea of just being present, in the present moment and enjoying and being in that joy, being in that love, then yeah, you can receive all kinds of stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So cool.
It's
So
so cool. Yeah.
I'm loving this. And I have missed you. I'm so glad that we're both here right now. So
Me too. Me
I
too.
love it. But it looks like our time is up.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say hello to Jorge. I saw him pop in. So my brother, it's so good to see you. And we just continue our mystical lives.
Oh, yes.
And I love you so much
All
for
fun. Thank
uh,
you, Lynn. I love you too.
all right. We will
Thank
talk.
you.
Oh,
Yeah.
love you, brother. We'll
Love you
talk.
too.